Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Reality Whisperer Webcast. I'm your host, Brad Johnson, and of course, today we will be getting to our special guest, Barbara Goldsmith, who is our amazing special guest today, as we're going to be looking into the universe of astrology. So I want to thank everybody for being here today. And before we get started, I'm just going to be doing a couple of announcements before we begin today's program. So tomorrow is the Adronis Navigating the Dimensions online pay-per-view webinar event. So I don't have the poster with me right now, but you can just go to realitywhisperer.com, and on the homepage you'll see the poster there for Adronis Navigating the Dimensions. So that is going to be happening tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So to sign up, just go to the website, click on the poster, and you'll be taken to the registration page there. We're going to have a really exciting time. Again, for those of you who are familiar with Adronis Building the Light Body, this is kind of like a continuation to that pay-per-view webinar. So we're going to be looking a lot more in regards to how you can still construct the light body and actually being able to go in between different dimensions and actually starting to explore the cosmos in that way without having to build a spaceship. So this is what you could call the poor man's version of traveling the universe. But that's what we're going to be looking into tomorrow with Adronis Navigating the Dimensions. Adronis is also going to be coming through. He's going to be sharing some stories, and he's also going to be talking about mentors that have helped to guide him as well, and also giving other particular forms of information that has never been revealed before. So again, that is Adronis Navigating the Dimensions, and you can go to realitywhisperer.com for that. So this particular Reality Whisperer webcast for today is going to be our webcast for this week. So on the Tuesday after next, that is going to be our next Reality Whisperer webcast. So be sure to tune into that. All right, so those are our announcements for today. So I'm going to go ahead and invite in our guest, and I'm happy to bring forward Barbara Goldsmith. Barbara, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks very much for inviting me, Brad. I'm honored to be on your show.
Oh, likewise. I'm very happy to hear from you. I've been actually tuning into astrology, a lot more when I was starting to go through my spiritual awakening back in 2008. And I started to stumble upon your channel a couple of years ago. And I was really just enjoying the enthusiasm, the charisma, just the absolute love that you have for astrology. And I know that you've been doing this for almost about 40 years now as well, too. And I really wanted to have somebody who just has that really great depth of experience in astrology on the program today, just so people can really get an understanding about astrology. And this is for people, I feel, that are just looking to really get into astrology as well, too, or maybe not know exactly how astrology works. And just being able to see if they can start to get involved with it as well, too, with you being their guide. So I guess one of the very first questions is, what got you interested into astrology?
Well, I guess I always thought that there has to be something more than what I saw in front of me. And I was just always fascinated in the esoteric, in metaphysics, in numbers. I love numerology. I love geometry. All of this area was, to me, it was just like, a bee going to honey. And so astrology really was just something that fascinated me. And I felt as though, how on earth could a 1/12 of the population have the same forecast in the newspaper? I used to read that and I used to think, no, there's got to be more to astrology than that. And that was really my intro. I used to look at these little forecasts and think, no. And that was from a very young age.
Oh, very good. So this basically brought you upon the path of you wanting to get involved with astrology, because I mean that's always just been so fascinating about being able to get involved with astrology and actually being able to see how everything just aligns together and seeing all these opportunities that are coming your way. Was there a nudge that kind of got you more into it? Like you said that you're really fascinated about it. Was there basically say, oh yeah, this is something that I would love to do when I get older? Was this that kind of passionate intention there?
Well, I think it was just somebody doing my chart for me when I was about 17. And this lady, she was a much older lady, and she just rattled off all these things. And I just sat there, I was just dumbstruck. It was like, how on earth could she know so much about me, about my parents, about so much? And it just sparked my interest. And from that moment on, that was when I started my serious study of astrology.
Wow. Now, who did you learn astrology from? Did you go to a school? Was there somebody that taught you personally?
Yes, I went to a night class originally, just like a community college, I think you would call it in America.
Oh, okay.
And it was just great fun. The teacher was just so much fun, and I loved every second of it. And I read lots of books. I did many, many courses over the years, and I'm still learning.
Oh, wow.
That's what's wonderful about astrology, is you still learn.
Excellent. Well,
And
what
I
about
just learned something about you. Sorry, go ahead,
oh, great.
Brad.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a fantastic way of looking at it in that way for a lot of people who want to get into astrology, is just being able to do their own research. But yeah, I'd be very interested in hearing what you were just about to say about me.
Well, yes. Well, you said that, because I noticed that you said that you had your spiritual awakening 2008. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. And I had a little peek at your chart. I hope you don't mind.
Oh,
That's
not
why
at
I
all.
asked you for your birth date. And you didn't give me the time and place. And I thought, is he being reticent here? But anyway, I noticed that you've got Moon in Capricorn.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And it was in 2008 that Pluto went into Capricorn.
Ah.
And Pluto is the planet of transformation.
Mm.
It's the planet of just going as deep into realms that, we don't necessarily understand, but it's going really deep. And I find that fascinating, that was hitting your moon. And your moon in your chart is your emotional self, having a deep awakening. So I just thought I'd share with you how amazing the astrology is.
Yes.
In
Yes,
the
absolutely.
timing of events.
Well, that's exactly the truth as well too. Because it was in August around 2008 where I just started to get very, very enthusiastic about the spiritual side of myself. Because it all just started with a science fiction novel. I just wanted to make a novel and make it as real as I could about extraterrestrial awareness. And so I started to do a lot of research online. And through a lot of the research, I started reviewing psychic mediums, Black Ops community personnel, experiencers, witnesses, etc. And they all just collated with each other so well. And they were basically saying that if you want to connect with these beings, meditation is the key, really being able to move yourself into a deep spiritual path and helping you to connect with a lot more of these enlightened beings. And that is what triggered me. That's what set me off to do this entire exploration, because I was looking at an aspect of extraterrestrials that I did not know existed. I always just thought that there were these, weird creatures that you would find on movies and all that. And I just started to explore this a lot more, and I got into channeling, then I got into healing, and I got into psychic development, and it exploded. So Pluto was very deep back in 2008 for that time.
Wow. And it's not over yet for you. Let's
Oh,
not
no,
forget
no, definitely not.
Pluto's in Capricorn until 2024, Brad.
Yes, I know. That's great. And I think that's also very interesting as well too, because you did do a video not too long ago about 2016 and 2017, and that we're starting to uproot a lot of things right now. And it's funny too, because my own connection with the Adronis, the entity that I channel, was also saying things very, very similar to that. And I started doing that video, and then it was about a few days later, maybe in a couple of weeks after, then I saw your video, and I was like, whoa. There's like a synchronicity here. He's saying the next 8 years is quite intense, and you're basically saying the same thing as well too, and seeing this very, very transformative time of Pluto moving up into 2024. And Adronis refers to this time from 2016 to 2024 as the span of change. And so this is really representing, I feel, that aspect of transformation that you were able to also give through the astrological reading as well.
Isn't it wonderful that we are in tune with one another?
Oh, very much so. It's very good. It's just amazing how synchronicity just aligns everything all together as well. So what I wanted to ask you as well, Barbara, is like, what would a person need to do just to basically get an understanding of astrology? Is there like the basics that you were able to share about what a person needs to understand to be an astrologist? How does the reading of the charts work? What are the basics that a person would need to go through to understand how to be an astrologist?
How long have we got, Brad?
Sometime. We got some time.
I'm kidding. It's very useful to know your sun sign, and most people do know their sun sign. Mm-hmm. But if you know your time of birth, you would be able to get your ascendant and your moon sign. Now, these are three very important pivotal points in astrology: sun, moon, ascendant. So, for example, you're an Aries sun, mm-hmm. and your moon in Capricorn, and your Libra rising.
That's right.
So Libra rising is very, very pleasant. Yeah, people like you. They just, you get along with people, but you're very cardinal. All three of those aspects are cardinals. So you need to be your own boss. You need to do things your way. Yes, you don't
That's
particularly
true.
like anyone telling you what to do.
Oh
You'll
no, I
find
never
out the
have.
way and you'll initiate.
Mhm.
Yes, so those 3 points tell you an awful lot right away. To become okay, so the basics that you really need to know are the sun signs, all of the sun signs, not just yours, because you in your chart have got aspects of all of the sun signs in your own chart in different ways, in different life areas.
Mhm.
Then it's important to know all the planets, the sun, the moon, Mercury, how you communicate, Venus, how you love, how you deal with money, Mars, how you use your energy. Then it's important also to know then after that, of course, this is already a lot when I do a beginner's day or my beginner's videos that I have online.
Right.
You need to know the houses of life. It's like there are 4 pivotal things: the sun signs, the signs themselves, the planets, the 10 planets. Of course, there's a lot more of them, but
Mhm.
the 10 that astrology uses predominantly. The houses of life experience, 12 houses, 12, your finances, your love, your spiritual, your career, all those houses.
Mm.
And finally, the aspects, because you want to know what kind of aspects are the planets and signs making with one another. I knew you and I would get along together because I'm Libra Sun, you're Libra Rising.
Mm. Very
So
good.
we've got something in common, and relationship astrology is wonderfully fascinating because that's where you find your common points with someone. You find out, oh, we've got a similar moon energy, so we're going to have similar emotional needs.
Mm.
You see, so you can, but those are the very, 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 very basics.
Oh, very
Yes.
good. And I think that's just what people want to basically understand. Because I mean, I talk to a lot of people who are very much into astrology, who are just starting to get into it as well, and they just want to know, what is it that I can do to really kind of get involved with this? Because this is just a fascinating art. It is an art form in that way. Just being able to look at how the planets represent. Kind of like an external clockwork to our own internal clockwork, and basically showing us a lot of these particular types of opportunities. But one of the things I wanted to ask you as well too is that what have you seen that lies ahead in regards to the astrological charts as we're moving now into 2017? We're now starting to see that there's a lot of intensity coming upon the planet. There's a lot of change happening. A lot of things, kind of going into, I guess you could say, certain forms of shakeups. But what has astrology told you as we're looking forward towards 2017 in regards to what may be happening on the planet?
Well, I think that as you are saying, and as Adronis has been saying as well, huge, huge shifts.
Mm-hmm.
An opportunity to almost come light years if you are ready just to take away a lot of the self-imposed burdens that I think we put on ourselves.
Yes.
And I think that this is going to be a time, I'm hoping I'm not going to start channeling here, but I can feel it might happen. So
Well, we'll be
just
talking about the channeling. We'll be talking
I'll
about the
try and
channeling in a
start
bit.
with later. Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
feel it coming up. We're coming into an immense shift of our economic system.
Mm-hmm.
The whole inequity, the whole inequality of the way money and economics is run. I think energy is shifting. We're going to see a huge shift in energetics, not only in resources, oil and coal and gas and all those things becoming obsolete and moving into free energy. It's coming with a lot of shakeups in between, because I think there's going to be a lot of the other forces on the planet that are going to be against that happening.
Right.
Same with the pharmaceutical industry. That industry is due for a huge shakeup. So I think that there's just all our structures, how the world has been structured, is now in the process of dramatic change. Obviously, I could talk to you for about 10 hours. about the specific aspects, Brad. But that's just to give you a little flavor. I can go into more detail if you'd like me to, but maybe it's a little too deep for some of your viewers. I don't know. Are they asking questions yet?
They'll be getting to that. They'll definitely be getting to that. But yeah, like I said, you've covered a lot of this in your videos as well too, because people can go to your YouTube channel and they can find a lot of this information about 2017. So it's kind of just giving them a bit of a sneak peek about what's to come. But I too, again, have felt a lot of those changes, just as you've been talking about, because there's been a lot of people contacting me through the videos that I do, through webcasts, through sessions as well too, and they're basically saying, what's happening in 2017? It feels like there's a lot of shakeup happening, a lot of turmoil that's taking place right now. What's going on? I said, well, that's all part of the change. That's all part of the process about how things are changing. But yeah, there's going to be a new shift. Actually, I just did a video not too long ago with Adronis called 2017, the Year of Connection. And he's basically referring to the idea of moving more into the introduction of free energy, like 0 point energy. And I feel that that's going to be discussed a lot more this year. And of course, looking into this huge data dump that's been happening with WikiLeaks, that again is all part of what Adronis predicted earlier on in the year, is saying that as we move closer to about summer, fall time, we're going to start seeing data dumps taking place. And so that's actually been happening right now. So we're seeing a lot of this particular forms of inner shakeup within the political arena. And I'm just smiling. I'm just smiling at this. Like, a lot of people are saying this is a disaster and stuff like that. I'm just smiling and say, this is right on time. This is great. I'm like rubbing my hands together. So this is it. This is exactly what we've been waiting for a very, very long time, because we've been a truth movement. And a truth movement is all about being able to say, tell us the truth, tell us what we want to hear, tell us, expose all this information. And so now this information is being exposed and people are shaken up and say, oh my God, what's happening? It's like, you guys asked for the truth. And this is exactly what's happening, right? When you get that particular type of truth, you're going to get some shakeups. You're going to get some tremors within the internal workings of an old system, just so it can crumble and it can fall, and that new grassroots are going to start taking the place. And really, that in reality, nothing is ever lost in that way, is that if one thing falls, another thing takes its place. And so that's really where I feel we're going, especially within the span of this 8 years, is moving more into a society that's going to really transition out of everything that we felt was unequal, that really was basically, just a complete control system. We're moving out of that right now. We're seeing much more of a shift in our own consciousness that is moving us into new grassroots systems that are going to help politically, educationally, monetarily, financially. All of these different forms of infrastructures are being reshaped. And so being able to see your video about that as well, too, it feels like that was just, again, another great synchronicity of information that was being shared.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Brad. Yeah,
no problem.
Agree with all of that.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about your channeling, because this is something I remember when you were putting up a video, and my friend Rob Gauthier was telling me about this as well, and saying that you were going through this amazing channeling shift as well, too. And I would just watch you channel. I was like, wow, she loves it. This is great. It says her free energy as well, too. And I think that's basically what our guides will do, is they'll try and lighten us up, too, as well, because there'll be times we want to get so serious on camera, or we'll just want to be so deadly serious about the work we do. And they'll just start, giggling in the background, and they'll start, giving you all this goofiness in that way, just to help you unwind. And so it feels like you have some very interesting, energetic guides that are working with you through the channeling state.
Yes, I do. Yes, it's true. And it's every day is a new adventure, because I don't ever know what's coming. I'm sure you feel the same with Adronis, yeah?
Oh, yes.
You never know what's coming. And that's the exciting part of it, isn't it? It's like, wow. So, yes, they're lots of fun. And they like to throw you off balance, don't they? I mean, I don't know about you, but they love to throw me off balance.
At times.
And at times, yes. So, and then in being off balance, then something completely different comes in, something really that your conscious mind bypasses, so to speak. Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of the artwork you have behind you as well, too, those are beautiful paintings. Was that channeled as well, too?
Yes, all my paintings are channeled. Yes.
Oh, so wow, fantastic.
Everything opened up when you open up to channeling. Thank you. I think you open up to all of life, don't you? You open up to so much, everything, really.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you can tell that the way that the paintings are done, that they have a bubbly personality, that they're very colorful, that they're very wild, expressive, and freeing as well too. So you definitely get that out of the paintings as well. I just actually started to paint not too long ago as myself as well too. I have two little portraits on my wall already. But we're noticing that now, that the whole idea of channeling is now starting to take a lot of different forms. It's not just standing up in front of a camera and just sharing a lot of information vocally, which is great. But there's also people that I'm meeting that are starting to channel art as well too, and being able to just tap into that and just feel completely liberated, feel completely free once they tap into that art. So I can tell that's exactly your energy with the pictures behind you.
Thank you. Yes, and I'm doing them now especially for people. So to suit their vibration, I'm channeling in with the astrology paintings that people are commissioning for themselves, which is great fun. I love doing that.
Oh, wow. Have your channeling guides been able to introduce themselves? Have they been able to come forward and talk more about themselves?
Yes. Do you want them to come in, or you want to speak to me? What would you prefer?
You can definitely bring them in. I'm a channel myself, so I'm always open to other channelers. So
I know they're dying. That's what I'm saying. They've been dying to speak to you since the moment we got online.
I'd love to bring them in.
Woo-hoo! Brad, we love you very much. We were the ones who encouraged Barbara to come on your show today. She's very cautious, is Barbara. She doesn't know, shouldn't she, all this Libra energy, shouldn't she, and all that stuff. And we said, do it. He's wonderful. Brad is wonderful. You have a great time with him. So we sent her, yeah? And she's delighted, of course, now that she's with you. But she did have a few misgivings at the beginning. But you see, this is what it is. Sometimes it's about just relaxing into the new things that are coming. There's so many new things coming out there, Brad. Woo! There are so many new things. You have no idea how many new things are coming. And if only we would stay open. If only you could just open yourselves up a little bit more than you do, yes? Because what happens with human beings is they open a little, they open one eye, and then they say, woo, I'm not sure. I think I'll go to sleep again for another few hours, yes? Because it's a lot to take in. And so, we're just going to say, just keep your eyes open, because there's so much coming in now. We are really propelling you forward. Humanity is getting a propeller behind you. Yes, you are really moving into a totally new dimension. Everything is new, everything is fresh, and we are seeing so many joyful experiences for humanity. You've got your focus so much on what is not joyful, and oh dear, and oh goodness, and everything could fall apart the next moment, couldn't it? Yes, there's all this kind of energy on your planet, and we're saying, hello, you can have so much fun. You can enjoy yourselves. There is joy to be found in the physical body. Nobody really realizes yet how much joy you have in your physical bodies. Look at children. Look at them until they're told, no, do that. You see, and then you get hit, or something happens, and then you stop. But it stops at an early age, Brad. And we are now propelling people to get inside of their bodies to find that joy, because the joy is tremendous. The cells of the body, when you are in joy, are youthful. Yes, there's nothing you can't accomplish. You can accomplish everything in that joyful space. And the body is so joyful. We are showing this to Barbara all the time, the joyfulness of the physical form. And we hope we are transmitting this to you now.
Of course, absolutely.
We've talked for a long time, so we're going to ask you, what are your questions, Brad?
Oh, would you like to talk more about yourselves, about maybe the type of reality that you exist in and your relationship to Barbara?
Well, we are in Barbara. Yes, we're with her all the time. We keep telling her that. And she keeps saying, are you sure? And we say, yes, we're always with you, Barbara. We love you very, very, very much. We're always with you. We are the Pleiadians, you see. We're from the Pleiades, and we are here to bring love and joy and beauty and wonderful things to this planet. Things that you've forgotten. Things that you don't realize that you actually had at one time, and it's just remembering, you see. And it's about extending your vision. You see, the way you see things now is very short-sighted. And we're bringing you greater vision, a greater opportunity to see more, to experience more. So we are touching many on this planet. There are many who are from the Pleiades, many who are seeded from the Pleiades, you see. You too, Brad. You've got many Pleiadian brothers and sisters around you. Yeah. Yes, you see. So this is really a little bit, gives you a little bit of the information.
So it feels like there's definitely a different polarity because Barbara, again, really composes herself very, very well professionally. And when you come through, it's this bubbly, wild, free energy, right?
Yeah. Well, you
So,
see, what is happening is that we are melding with Barbara more and more. Yes, because
yes.
she used to be very, very serious. Yes, and she's getting less and less and less and less serious, you see. She's
Mhm.
learning how to drop all those baggage, you see, and we are now teaching others through that. You know, when she channels for other people, we bring that in for the people that she channels for. And they too feel that lightness and they too move along with that energy. You see, it's catching.
Absolutely, absolutely. What is your perspective as well too on astrology? That in regards to what Barbara does, do you feel that this is a really great art form that a lot of people can learn and help them to understand more themselves?
Yes, astrology is a wonderful art form. It opens the mind up. It opens you up to something more. Yes, there's something more than just our little Earth. And maybe there's something more that's affecting our Earth. You see, we're not alone here. We're far from alone, aren't we, Brad? You know that.
Absolutely.
Yes, you see. And so it's about opening you up. And you see that there are planetary influences that affect you personally, that you come in with certain planetary influences this lifetime. You can learn that, you can understand that, and you get a deeper understanding of yourself, of others, of the universe, of other multiple universes. I mean, we can go beyond here with you. Yes, depends how far you want us to go today. We can go a
Well,
long way.
yes, absolutely. I mean, this is event all about the universe of astrology. What I've also received from Adronis, the Syrian energy that I communicate with, is that there's a lot of different aspects of astrology, even on their own level as well, too. We're actually looking at a type of universal astrology, where you're actually looking at different spheres of consciousness or different galaxies in that sense, and that becomes a much more vaster degree of astrology that helps you to understand much more about different, the clockwork of infinity in that way.
Exactly. We've been saying that when we've been doing other channelings, that the way you do astrology now is very childlike. Yes, it's very
Yes.
wonderful, but it's very babyish. Yes, it's a very little level, and it's wonderful what you do. We don't want to belittle it in any possible way because it's very, very valuable. And where you have it right now, it's just going to grow and grow and grow. You see, that's what we're seeing.
Exactly. Well, this is a beautiful interaction. I want to thank you so much to the Pleiadians who are working together with Barbara as well.
Yeah, we are here when you want.
Continue. Oh, absolutely. Continue to shed your light. It's a beautiful energy. It's very, very refreshing. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. We love you very much, Brad. You're a beautiful, beautiful being. We love you. You're doing wonderful work on this planet, and you are doing a lot to help people. People are really benefiting from your work. There are many who are benefiting. We are very thrilled with what you're doing, and you have got a lot of things you're coming up with very soon. Very soon you're coming up with a lot more information that's going to new realms that you won't recognize. We're going to tell you that. Oh, yes. Very soon.
Thank you so much. Love you guys too as well. We're gonna go ahead now, and we're gonna get to questions. So we're gonna just go ahead.
Yeah. Shall we go away? Do you want Barbara back, or shall we stay?
No, you can still hang around. I think that'll be fine.
All right, we'll hang around, and you can call on us when you want us, and we'll bring Barbara back for now.
All right, great, absolutely. So I'm just gonna go ahead and check the chat room here and just see if there's any questions. Looks like it's just a lot of. Okay, here's one. We do have one here from Cuckoo Tis. I guess that's 26. They ask, where can I check my rising and moon signs?
You can get your free chart. You can go to my website and you can get a free chart. You just enter in your details. If you go to Astrology Reports and just put in your date, time, and place of birth, not only will you get your chart, you'll also get a free mini reading there, a little written reading.
Okay, great. Excellent.
So you can maybe do it while we're online.
Okay. Did you want to give your website out for a person that wants to check that out? Sorry, Barbie, are you there? Okay, I think Barbara's computer might have just froze for a minute. Let me just go ahead and give everybody Barbara's website. You can go to yourastrologysigns.com. You can go to yourastrologysigns.com, and that is Barbara's website. So there's, again, a lot of information there in regards to astrology, astrology reports. There's even a Learn Astrology classroom there as well. So I'm just going to see if I can get Barbara back on here. Looks like she froze. I think her computer was going. I think that's it. The Pleiadian transmission froze her computer. That does happen. You have so much energy working together with you, and sometimes that disrupts technology pretty harshly. Barbara, are you back with us?
Are we back?
Oh, we're back. We're back.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of beings on the line with us.
Well, that's what I was just saying that. I said that your channeling was so strong. There's so much energy, and sometimes that interferes with technology as well too. So
very often
you may have had a little bit of an internet burnout there. But I was just asking people if they wanted to check out your website, and I believe it's sorry, let me go back to the address here. It's yourastrologysigns.com, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. So for the person that asked that question, again, you can feel free to go to Barbara's website and check that out. A lot of information there as well. Okay, so we're just going to go back up the chat room here. And there's one from Manuel, I believe. Is there a correlation to indigo children with bowl-shaped charts? I have a perfect bowl-shaped chart. Sun, North Node, Venus, Saturn in first house of Virgo.
That's a great question. I have to confess I wouldn't know.
Oh,
I can ask the Pleiadians, but I would also comment that is this person's ascendant Virgo? Can you find out?
They just say stellium, Sun, North Node, Venus, Saturn in first house of Virgo. So it's not giving more information than that. But we can ask Manuel if you want to just go ahead and answer the question there for Barbara. And if he posts something, I'll follow up.
Okay, sure. So I don't know. I've never correlated indigo children with bowl charts, but I would say that with having all those planets in the first house in Virgo, I would say that you are a natural healer, Manuel.
Very interesting, very interesting. So Manuel, if you want to just reply to the comment there. Okay, he answers yes to your question. So Sun in Virgo.
Thank you. And ascendant. All right. Okay.
Okay, great. So,
sorry.
That's okay.
Everybody wants me. Okay,
all right.
That's all right.
All right, so here's one from Rick. I'm not too sure if you can answer this one, but he says, I awoke in 2012, and my birthday is on March 4th. I'm 46 years old, so can you give me some guidance on my life journey? If he basically sun, moon, houses. I think he would probably need to get more information for you.
I need more than that.
Yeah, Rick, this is astrology, so you really have to get a lot more information. You'd have to know your birth date, your birth time, where you were born, and having all of that particular type of information. So what you could probably do is just go to Barbara's website and check it out, and you can submit your information there as well. All right, so let's go to Luciana. Question on topic is the law of attraction. As I understand, it says that we can choose what we want and attract it to us through vibration changes. How much can we overwrite our innate tendencies? So again, this is more kind of a law of attraction question. Are you able to take that? Did you want to Pleidian?
Yeah, take that. Who's this person? What's their name?
Her name is Luciana.
Hi, Luciana. Great question. Because it does tie in with astrology, because astrology does show certain innate qualities. Mm-hmm. And I would say that you can live your astrology chart on different levels. I see this. Some people are very evolved with their chart, and some people are living it on a very mundane level. So depending where you are living, I think that you can use the law of attraction to override certain aspects of self. But certain aspects of self you might not want to override. Certain things about yourself that you really just need to fall in love with. And then you'll change your life from the inside out rather than the outside in.
Absolutely. Very good. Thank you very much, Luciana, for your question. We have one here from Waving Lines, and they ask, is there a possibility to find our soul origin through astrology?
I'm not sure what you mean by soul origin. Do you mean past life?
I think what they're basically stating is that when you're looking into soul origin, they want to know more about where their soul came from in that particular way. But I would say no, not really, because the astrology is all about mapping, our particular lifetimes in regards to how we have come into this incarnation through our birth time, from where we were born, everything as it relates energetically to our charts as well. So it feels like they just want to know more about, the soul origin. And what I would say to that person is that your soul originates from source, right? So you are basically a source conscious being. When you're entering a universe, that is basically a condensing of the soul itself. And so the soul is actually going into the universal mainframe and is therefore going into different galactic clusters via black holes. And so then you are deciding exactly to bring yourself into different forms of incarnations. And these incarnations that you move into are basically like astrology maps. And so they're helping you to understand much more about other lifetimes that you have lived on an incarnate level in that way. So maybe at times they may be able to give you little hints here and there as it relates to astrology. Would you agree with that, Barbara? A lot more with our life at this time is, again, where astrology, I think, is reigning very, very well with that energy.
I would agree with that, but astrology can certainly show you past lives. There is a field of past life astrology, and can certainly show you the kinds of things that you may have involved with in past lives that you may have brought with you emotionally into this lifetime, that may need healing in this lifetime.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I'm just going to see if we can get other questions here. Just a lot of people chatting in the chat room. So, okay, here we go. There's one here from Shanman. They say, hi, Barbara and Brad. Question, I'm seeing 2 suns and moons. Any idea why? So I'm not too sure. I guess, like looking out at the sky, he sees 2 suns and 2 moons. Interesting question as well, too. Well, basically, I have heard personally of the 2 suns that can often be seen at times within the sky. There's also the talk of a second moon that can actually come around, but it takes a very, very long time for that second moon to come around. The 2 suns can sometimes represent our own companion star, which would represent the star of Nibiru, which is a brown dwarf. So basically, we are part of a binary star system. So you may actually be able to encounter that on certain areas of the planets as you're tuning into that. So I don't know if there's anything you wanted to share about that, Barbara, or have you heard of that with the 2 suns?
I think you answered it beautifully, Brad.
Okay. All right. So guys, I just say maybe if you guys can put some more astrology-based questions in here, I think this would be good. Or again, if you want to ask the Pleidians some questions as well too, because I know Barbara can just bring them in at the drop of a hat. So if we do have any questions for the Pleiadians, you guys can feel free to ask as well too. Here's one here from Sarkis. They ask, hi Barbara, from your experience as an astrologist, how can someone change a planet's influences?
Can you give me an example, please? What is it you'd like to change so that I can be specific for you and answer your question?
He doesn't really give that kind of specificity. He's mostly just asking if it's possible for a planet's influences to change.
A planet's influence can manifest in a myriad of different ways. So in answer to that question, the answer is probably yes.
Okay.
But if you could give me some specifics about your chart, and then I'd be happy to answer your question more individually to you.
Okay, great. So I'd put that out there to Sarkis. So Sarkis, if you want to give more of your information about your birth time, where you were born, more
no, not that. Just which planet? Which planet would you like to change? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So which planet you would like to change? If you want, just feel free to put that into the chat, and I'll just scroll down. And once I have your answer, then I'll come back to you. Okay.
Thanks,
if I don't know. Okay. Here's one from Annika Ladd. This is a question I think I've heard from a lot of people who are astrologers as well too. If I don't know when I was born, is there a way I can find out?
Yes. The most thorough way to find out is to have your chart rectified. So this involves giving an astrologer at least 10 very significant dates in your life. If I'm doing a rectification, I need at least 10 dates, but I also give you a long questionnaire about you, your personality, what you like, what you don't, lots and lots and lots of questions. And then I spend several hours looking at those events, tying things in, and finding what I feel to be your exact time is. So that's the long way. There are other ways of doing it. Sometimes it can be dowsed. Sometimes I ask the Pleiadians. But if I'm rectifying a chart for somebody, I do it both ways. I ask the Pleiadians and I rectify it with all the events to make sure it all ties in.
Oh, very good. Excellent. And here's one from Lan B. And they ask, is there anything on any take on the Vedic or Hindu method of astrology that you may be aware of?
Okay, the Vedic astrology is a completely different branch of astrology.
Mm-hmm.
And without getting into the technicalities of it, all I can say to you is that even though it works on completely different methodology, it very often comes to very similar answers. And it's amazing how it does. And I think that's the short version without getting into technics. Yeah, otherwise we're going to get into technological stuff, and I'm not keen to get into that now.
Okay, all right, no problem. Okay, so I'm still waiting for Sarkis to, he says, when planet brings a challenge into your life, for example. Okay, yeah, so Sarkis, we're basically just asking what planet in specific that you may be talking about, because it's a very, very wide topic. Oh, here's a funny one here from Shira. Shira asks, do Pleiadians also use astrology?
Yes, we love talking about the astrology. We do, very much so, yes.
Absolutely. What can you share about your version of astrology in the Pleiades?
Well, we use astrology to really guide us. Yes, astrology can be really guiding. It can guide you into a direction to show us right now, for example, that we need to be near planet Earth. Many of us are now near planet Earth, helping planet Earth, because you're growing through this huge transformational time. We use the astrology to know that Earth is a place that needs focus. And there are many, many other beings who are coming to Earth to help, because the Earth needs it at this time of great change. Do you see?
Very good. Excellent. All right. Well, we have one here from Katie Wunsch. Kaylee Wunsch. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your last name right. She says that 10-10-77. So again, I believe that's October 10th, 1977. The sun is in Libra, Moon, Virgo, Capricorn, ascending. Could the Pleiadians tell me anything about that information for me?
The sun is in Libra, moon again.
Is in Virgo. Moon is in Virgo, and Capricorn is ascending.
Oh, you want us to tell you? Well, yes, of course. Well, you see, you need a lot of security in your life. Yes, you're not one for going swanning off and doing lots of different things without planning. You like a little bit of planning. Yes, you like to know that you've got something secure under your feet. And you like nature as well. Nature is important to you, and you like your relationships, but sometimes you find relationships a little bit of a challenge. You're going to have to find the balance between being able to release and let go and allow new people to come into your life, rather than always to have to be a little bit careful, because there's a very careful side with Capricorn and Virgo, you see, a little careful. And Libra wants to make lots of friends, but the earth signs are a little bit more careful, you see. So we're going to say to you, just bring in a little bit of balance there. Say to yourself, all right, I'll have a little security, but I can't rely on everything being secure. I'm going to have to release some of the things that I require. Yes, don't have your feet too firmly planted on the ground. We'd like you to be singing among the stars as well, you see. So it needs to be both, and we want to see you somehow flying rather than too attached to the ground. You're a little bit grounded, which is a good thing, but we want to just lift you and make you a little lighter. Move more into the Libra sun energy. There's a lot more we could say, of course, but that's a little tidbit. How do you like that?
Okay, that's very good. Very good. Thank you so much. We do have one here from Eduardo. He just has a question. It says, do twins have the exact same astrology? I have a twin brother, and we were born 2 minutes apart.
No, you don't have the same astrology. It's a wonderful question. And 2 minutes, believe it or not, makes a difference. And astrologically, if we're going to get into the technicalities of it, every 4 minutes, there's a movement of 1 degree. So 2 minutes, there's a movement of half a degree. But within how to explain it, you get into just, shall we call it nano astrology? There are nano differences between twins that are significant.
Wow, that's great. All right, excellent. So I hope that answers your question, Eduardo. Here's one from Jamie Rockstar. She asks, hello, my name is Jamie. I'm 39 years old, born at 2:57 a.m. on December 30th, 1976. I am a Capricorn born in Vernon, British Columbia, Canada. Is there anything you can tell me about me?
Well, I'd need to look at your chart. Okay, so that would just, I'd need to enter it. It would be nice to know your ascendant and your moon sign. If you could find that out from your free chart online, that would help me to just give you more information.
Right.
Because right now I just know you're a Capricorn, and of course Capricorn's got many significant characteristics, but if you want me to tune into you with the Pleiadians, I could do that. Woo-hoo! And the Pleiadians, well, we see you being a very creative person. There's a lot of creativity inside of you that you've not yet tapped into. It's very important that you allow yourself more space. You're very busy in your life. Busy doing this, reading that, doing that, going here, going there. More space is needed in your life. You're not allowing enough for relaxation time to let something different come into your life. You're letting all of similar kinds of things come into your life. Now it's time to let some different things so that you're able to pursue this great creative talent that we see all around you.
Great. Excellent. Thank you. Here's one here from Catalin. Catalin asks, what kind of energy and information are we getting from the stars compared with our higher self? And I believe this is addressed to the Pleiadians.
Well, you see, your higher self, the stars, it's all a bit of a mingle. You mingle together. You're not separate. You humans, you love to separate things out. Oh, there's this here and that there and this here and that there. Not quite so straightforward as that. It's a little bit of a mixing and a melding, shall we say. So really, your higher self is always connected to the stars. Yes? Always. If you want to connect, what happened to Brad, you see? His higher self connected, and now he's connected. You see, once you're connected, you're connected. You tune in anytime you want. So you just have to make a clear decision and say to yourself, I want to be conscious of being connected to the stars. Ask for the consciousness of it. And if you ask for the consciousness of it, then you'll find that you realize it and your whole life gets into a new alignment. Exciting.
Great. Excellent. Thank you so much. So we heard back from Sarkis, and Sarkis just said he's satisfied with Barbara's answer originally about the planets and the influences.
Thank you, Sarkis.
Yes, very good. So thank you so much, Sarkis, for your question. So we do have a couple other questions coming up. I think people are still just typing for some other questions here. Here's one from Stephanie. I would love to hear anything from the Pleiadians that can tell about me. My name is Stephanie Larmore. That's Larmore. And just like any regards information to star guides, etc., that the Pleiadians can tell her about.
Stephanie, oh, you're a beautiful soul. What a beautiful soul you are, and quite beautiful in many ways. Beauty is an important thing to you. It's an important aspect of your life. Everything to do with beauty and how you see things and your vision. You're a visionary. Yes, you are a visionary. You need to trust the visions you're being given. You're being given a lot of information through visions, through seeing. Yes, you have second sight, extra eyes. As for spirit guides, you've got a lot of guides around you. Yes, listen to them, see them. They're speaking to you in many voices, many tongues. Stephanie, you've got a lot of information coming at you. Yes, take it in, absorb it. There's a lot of things coming in many different directions towards you. Try to absorb at least 12 things a day. 12? Yes, 12 different things are coming into you. See if you can get all 12, yes? And don't question it. You're questioning far too much. There's the stopping block. There's the stumbling block. Don't question so much. Just say, all right, all right, I'll take that. I'll listen to that and I'll see what that means later. I'll let it just come in. I'll let it come in. Let it come in because there's a tremendous amount of energy coming towards you. And we feel that you are feeling that and not knowing how to handle it. So just relax and just close your eyes and say to yourself, everything is safe.
Very good. Very good. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for your question. Here's one from Shira again. Shira asks questions, why do Scorpios have such sexual energy?
Well, Scorpio is ruled by sex. Sex and Scorpio go together. Do you want the Pleiadians or do you want Barbara? I'll try and separate
either one's fine.
They're melding now, and sometimes they just meld. My friends get used to it.
That's fine. Yep, either way's fine.
Sex and Scorpio. Well, Scorpio rules the genitals. All right? It's quite as simple as that. I think that answers your question.
Very good. And Shara asks also, can you tell her if she is also connected to the Pleiades or the Pleiadians?
Yes, of course you're connected to the Pleiades. Yes, deeply connected to the Pleiades. You only have to ask for us and we'll come and chat with you. Yes, great. The main thing is that humans are a little bit cautious. You see,
yes,
the thing
yes.
about us is we're ready to talk.
Right. It's just all about the idea of us opening up our gates and being able to
Yes,
get permission that we
just
can
open the
communicate.
gate. You see, and a lot of you are just peeping like this. You see.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, just from Language of Lights, just saying how exciting. I love Barbara, sending lots of gratitude from a long-time subscriber. And that's Language of Lights.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Much love to you.
Excellent. So we have one here from Shane93, and they ask, can the Pleiadians tell me about my birthday? It is 1/19/1993, so January 19th, 1993, and being born on the Capricorn Aquarius cusp. Is there anything the Pleiadians can share? For Shane.
The date again of January?
Yes, January 19th.
19th. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Well, yes, all right now. And Shane. Shane, is it Shane?
Shane, yes.
Yes. Hello, Shane. Shane, you're a bright spark, aren't you? Goodness gracious. We see sparks flying wherever you are. Yes, oh goodness gracious, you are Sparky. Mr. Sparky here, yes, and yes, you're born on that cusp because you are here to teach and to show that structure can be freeing. You see, Capricorn is structure, Aquarius is free. That's one of your great teachings to universe, to planet, humankind, this lifetime. Yeah.
Wow, great, excellent. Well, thank you, Shane, for your question. Rick Rosalie also asks, could the Pleiadians give me some information on my journey as well, too? His name is Rick Rosalie.
Rick, hello, Rick. Rick, yes, now, Rick, you want a lot of answers, don't you? You are asking questions all the time, and you're never quite satisfied with the answers. Yes, we know. Yes, so what can we tell you? We can tell you that you need to get a little bit more comfortable in your own skin, to say to yourself, yes, I'm just going to trust that this body is the right body for me. I've come into the right body this time. And I'm going to listen to this body a little more than I am doing. We're going to tell you that you're not listening. I'm going to tell you that there's more for you to listen to. You're doing well. Don't get us wrong. It's not that you're not doing well. You're doing very well. But there are messages that your body is shouting at you. You're ignoring it. So we're just going to say to you, just listen and watch when your body just wants to move, when you're being guided into a certain direction. And we would even say to you, ask the question, shall I go out now? Shall I cross to the other side of the road? Shall I get on that train? Shall I talk to this person? Just ask and see if you're guided, because we're going to guide you if you're ready for it. You may not be ready. You may question it. You may say, oh, no, I'm not ready for the Pleiadians. Oh, yes. But if you're ready, we'll guide you. All right?
Great. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Love you very, very much.
Very much. Thank you. So here's one here from Ryan Goodman, and he has a question for the Pleiades. How can I bring structure and discipline into my life without feeling burdened by it at some point? And his name again is Ryan Goodman.
Ryan, yes. Well, you don't like having to do things. That's your big thing. You don't like having to do something. If you choose to do it, you're great. But the minute there's a have to, that's it for you. You're off. So we're just going to suggest that instead of saying to yourself, I have to do something, you say to yourself, I'm going to choose to do this. And you give yourself a good reason for doing it. And if you can give yourself a good reason for doing something, you'll be able to coerce yourself many times into doing something that you think you won't like. But it's this word have to that really blocks you. And we would erase it from your vocabulary, because that's what's blocking you, and that's what's not enabling you to create the kinds of structures in your life that would be useful to you. We could do with, what was his name before, who is going to teach structure and freedom. What was his name, born 1993? Was it Shane? Whoever
Shane
I
93.
did.
Shane
Yes,
93.
yes.
Yeah.
We could do with Shane and you get in together. You do very well together. Why don't you actually liaise online here on the chat box? You would do very well together. You can help one another. This is a good partnership.
Very good.
Love you very much. We're stepping out. Barbara's very uncomfortable with this. She's never done anything like this before.
Well, first time for everything.
Yes.
Very
Love
good. Well,
much.
thank you so much,
We
Pleiadians.
want to tell you you're doing a wonderful job here. Wonderful job today.
Oh, thank you. I
Thank
appreciate it. You as well. Thank you. All right, great, excellent. Well, Barbara, welcome back. So you did some amazing stuff. I mean, that's also something you can do as well too, is channel readings. You do it really, really well, and I'm feeling a lot of great accuracy with a lot of the stuff that you're bringing through with the Pleiadians. So fantastic. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up on the questions here. So I want to thank everybody for sharing some amazing questions with myself and with Barbara today and with the Pleidians. Barbara, when did the Pleidians start contacting you? Was it, what, a few months ago?
It's just about a year ago now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Just about a year ago. How have you been feeling with them? Because I noticed when you first started with them, you were feeling kind of nervous about that and actually bringing that out into the public. And how are you feeling today with the Pleidian energy?
Well, you've made it really a lot easier for me today, Brad. I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making it easier for me to do. Thank you very, very much. I think you and your guides, Adronis, have been very helpful. Thank you.
No problem at all. So, like I said, they're just incredible energy, and it just livens you up so much. And just being able to be in their field, it's just pure freedom. I just, like, if I close my eyes, I just see all of these voids of colors, like bubbles, right, just moving all around, and it's almost like looking at a lava lamp in that way, with a lot of different colors, just moving up and down and all around, and like these large spheres as well too. So you have a very unique connection there with the Pleiadians. So, but Barbara, thank you again so much for being on today. Again, your website for everybody who wants to look more into your information.
My website, yourastrologysigns.com.
Great, excellent. And you also have a Learn Astrology course on your website as well, yes?
I do, yes. You get a series of 5 videos that teach you the real important basics of learning astrology.
Oh, right, excellent. And we can look forward to some more videos coming up for you this week, I believe, right?
Oh, yes, a lot more videos coming, and of course, soon your 2017 individual forecasts.
Oh, great, excellent. Well, Barbara, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it, and we'll definitely have you on again in the future. Thank you again for bringing on the Pleiadians as well, too, and thank you for sharing your incredible knowledge with astrology, and I look forward to speaking to you again.
Thank you for the honor of being with you today, Brad. I appreciate it.
You take care. Much love. Namaste.
Thank you. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Take care. All right, excellent. Thank you, guys, for, again, a really wonderful session here today. So we're just going to go ahead and just get ready to wrap things up for today. So feel free to come back, not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after next. We're just going to have an open discussion. So we're going to have open readings. That's going to happen the Tuesday after next. So let me just look at that on the calendar to find out exactly what the exact day that is. It's not on the 1st, but it's going to be on the 8th. All right, so on November 8th, we'll be coming back for the Reality Whisperer webcast. And again, it'll be an open discussion. So we're going to have Adronis come through and just going to have some free readings that we're going to do on the air. So feel free to check that out. Again, feel free to go to realitywhisperer.com. Navigating the Dimensions with Adronis is tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. And again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Thank you again, Barbara. Wonderful show. And I look forward to speaking to you guys in about a week and a half's time on the next Reality Whisperer webcast. Take care. All the best to you all. I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Take care.